Buckle up, Fairfield Prep. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd, and we're here with you live in the sub-basement studios with your lead anchors Patrick Godino and Gabe Aponte. This is the Monday Preport.
Pat, what are you doing?
That's nothing.
All right.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Monday Preport. We're in our temporary studio in one of the project rooms in the Student Life Center, and I gotta tell you, I am feeling pretty blessed.
As am I. And that's probably because the Student Life Center was recently dedicated. This past weekend was the official ceremony. It was not for anyone in particular, it was just dedicated, so I guess that means our prediction last week was wrong.
That's a shame. I had a good feeling about that. Time for a sport report. The football team had a chance for redemption last Friday, and they unfortunately fell a little short. They suffered an emotional 35-27 loss to Shelton High. Coach Hellstern was quoted saying he's hoping to build off the effort and execution from the second half for the rest of the season. Even though it wasn't quite enough, the boys put up a tremendous effort. Hopefully next week will end differently.
Can't stand those Shelton kids, right?
Yeah, hate them.
How did Mr. Hellstern feel about our use of his quote last week that he wasn't a doctor in regards to the health of the football team?
Well, still no word on that since neither him nor anyone else watches this show.
The soccer team secured a hard-fought victory last Friday of 1-0. That means they're now 3-0, and an anonymous player says, "We've got to take our chances, I guess." Words of wisdom. Best of luck to the boys this Tuesday against Guilford. Our very own Mr. DeRosa says Guilford's good.
Let's take some time to talk about the clubs here at Prep. The Science Club might be dissecting something this week, which means that...
Hold on. I'm getting word right now from Mr. Cashman that all sports and extracurriculars should be eliminated.
Wow. That is quite the proclamation right there. Well, I guess that's it. Now we're here to present this week's edition of Today in Prep History. Today's topic is the commission of the building of Berkman's Hall. As we all learned a few weeks ago, the original building for Fairfield Prep was McAuliffe Hall, and it wasn't until 1947 that Father Dolan secured permission to begin building what would become Berkman's. The name Berkman's Hall was suggested by Father Dolan himself. John Berkman's, who was a 17th century Jesuit saint that was an excellent scholar and teacher in the church, seemed to be an outstanding choice as patron of the new building.
Well, we're very excited to announce something new this week. We actually got exclusive overhead footage of the school via a drone with a camera. Let's roll the clip.
Unbelievable.
It was amazing. Did you see that?
That was incredible. That's just a day in the life here at Prep.
Yeah.
That's just what happens here. Well, let's take a look at what's coming up this week. Wednesday is the Fall Seed Parent-Son meeting, which takes place here at the newly dedicated Student Life Center. The meeting will take place from 7 to 8:30 Wednesday night.
Thursday was supposed to kick off the first Urban Plunge of this year. Unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, it had to be canceled. We look forward to the next one, which will take place later in the year.
Well, something that wasn't canceled is the trip to Philadelphia to meet the Pope. This is an incredible experience for a select group of students who will leave Thursday and return the next Monday. To find out more about this, I sat down with Father Stockdale. All right, we are here with Father Stockdale, who was recently appointed the student chaplain here at Prep. My first question for you is, why is the Pope here at the United States?
The Holy Fathers come to the United States first and foremost is there's an international meeting of families that's happening in Philadelphia this week. And so his first reason for coming was for that international meeting. And as you might have seen in the papers, in the news, there's lots of conversation over the future and the role and sort of how the church can support families better. And there'll be a synod of bishops that will discuss the family this coming October. And so the Holy Father's primarily coming for that, but he's also visiting Washington, D.C. He'll meet with President Obama at the White House. He will address a joint session of Congress. He'll canonize a new saint at Catholic University in Washington, D.C., and then come up to New York, where he'll speak to the United Nations, visit St. Patrick's Cathedral, and then head down to Philadelphia for the World Meeting of the Families. And that's where our group from Prep will engage him.
He's quite a busy man.
That he is.
So the group from Prep, how were they selected to go to Philadelphia?
Students were invited to apply last spring. There are 6 spots for our trip because St. Joe's in Philly has the week off from school. I bet we all wish we were in Philadelphia, but they have the week off, and so they have invited 6 students from Jesuit schools in Canada, the United States, and Jamaica. And because the school can only handle about 450 to 500 students, only 6 were able to come. They went through an application and interview process with myself and Mr. Galtieri, and these students were really enthusiastic, really saw this as a great opportunity for them to grow in their prayer and grow in their love of the church.
Do you know how many students applied?
I believe there were 15 to 20 students who applied.
All right, so of the students who are going, they will obviously engage in a lot of activities while they're there. What kind of things will they be doing?
They'll be sleeping on the floor of the classrooms at St. Joe's Prep.
Unbelievable.
This is a pilgrimage, not a vacation, so it's not going to be high comfort. But while their time at St. Joe's, there'll be keynote speakers, breakout sessions, opportunities for students to talk and engage with students from all across the country, Canada and Jamaica.
Will dress code be in effect?
I do not believe dress code will be in effect.
Okay. So is there any chance of these students getting to meet and interact with the Pope?
They'll definitely have 2 important opportunities. The Holy Father is giving an address on religious liberty and freedom in front of Independence Hall. That's an event of 30,000 people, and all the Prep students who will be at St. Joe's Prep will be going. So the 500 students from St. Joe's will be there to see him in that smaller gathering. We will also be attending the large mass that'll happen in front of the Art Museum. Those steps from the Rocky movie, if you saw that, that's where the Holy Father is going to say mass, and our group will be there as well. And then there's an outside chance, so cross your fingers, we'll let you know when we get back. There is hope that maybe the Holy Father, Pope Francis, will come by and visit the students at St. Joe's. But that's an unknown. Cross your fingers.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the interview, and back to the regularly scheduled program.
And next Monday is a half day for all the students. The teachers have a professional development meeting during the second half of the day, and now that the iPads are fully in place, it is unclear what actually goes down during these meetings. Luckily, we've done some investigating and have come up with a few possible theories.
Number 1 is that it's a festive celebration of Irish culture featuring music and an interpretive dance from Mr. Altieri.
That's definitely possible. Number 2 is that it's used for faculty gambling night. Faculty use Casper to gain access to all the students' high scores, which they then place wages on.
Yeah, I think we might be onto something.
Probably.
We should look more into that.
We should.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to check us out on YouTube and follow us on Twitter. We'd also like to thank Fairfield Prep's Memory Game Club, because they always...
Always what, Pat?
For being so... I don't remember.
Neither do I.
Well, you remember that it's not just news.
It's news.
Have a great week, Fairfield Prep.